Hey guys, the Langbanger here. I wanted to go over ban lists, not for September 1st, 2012, just in general. I feel like these ban lists are just being done incorrectly. Some people agree with me, some people think I'm insane. I'm not denying that, by the way. But if you look at every single ban list that we've had, I think the most cards that we've ever had banned was 3. There's a chance it might be 4, but you know, and that's just like a problem to me because I feel like there's so many cards out there that is just begging to just be broken. Now, I'm not saying to hit every card that seems like, has potential or, anything like that, but I can name a few cards that should just be hit. Everyone wants Future Fusion banned. Well, not everyone, but, a lot of people that lose to the card, they want the card banned. But is it going to happen? I don't know 100%. But I'm not even looking at what Future Fusion does for Chaos Dragons. Let's say when Future Fusion came out and machines were really big, you played Future, you played Overload, GG. You brought out Chimera, I can't even think of the name. Chimera Tech Overdragon. But yeah, I mean, right when that was out, the card wasn't hit. Now, I'm not saying it should have been banned or anything like that, but, they could have solved the problem right there. And now, I mean, I know that is quite a few years down the road, but see, they could have just saved us a little bit. I mean, that's just my thought process on that. I'm thinking Future Fusion, okay, I look at the card, it loads up your graveyard. Okay, well, majority of this game is graveyard oriented. There's no way something like that can be good for the game. You look at a card like, let's say, Morphing Jar. That may not be a card that people should deem as ban-worthy, but I see it as yes. Anything that has mass drawing, I pretty much just want to go because the more cards that you see, the more options you have to just do something stupid. So you look at a card let's say Card Destruction. Once again, people may not see that card as needing banned, but I feel like that card should have went just forever ago. Limiter Removal, that's another card. Blackluster Soldier, there's another card. I mean, there's so many overpowered cards. I'm not just looking at, well, actually, this is a really good example. Let's say a card like Wise Man's Chalice, which, by the way, that's easily, the most underplayed card I can even think of for formats. I really love the card, but, I'm looking at that card, I'm thinking, okay, that's really powerful. It can be powerful down the road, but I'm not saying to, ban that. In no way, because there's a huge drawback. So there is a big difference on cards that are overpowered, cards that have a huge reason to use, and cards that are just used and they just pound people, or they have done it in the past. And I said the cards like Card Distraction, Morphing Jar, just stuff like that. So I feel like every single format, not enough is done. Instead of, let's say, banning 15, maybe 20 cards, which is the amount that I would do just for the banned section. I'm not even talking about limited, unlimited, unrestricted, yeah. But, they'll ban 2 to 3, and you know what that causes? There's all these cards still lurking around, and all it takes is for a release or, the right ban list, and the card just becomes OP, overpowered. So I just feel like the game needs a total revamp. I'm not even going to go into limited, semi-limited, unrestricted. Well, I could actually go in the unrestricted. For the unrestricted list, I feel like there could probably be 10 cards you could really put on there, because pretty much the big view of the game, if something is able to be splashed into something, it pretty much gets hit. Because if you looked at the Lightsworn engine, everyone was using Charges, Solars, Lilas, Raikos, and, whatever, and it was just loading up graveyards and stuff like that. Well, they neutered that. Destiny Heroes, probably the biggest one. People threw the Destiny Hero engine into pretty much every deck. And now look at it. We're only now starting to get those pieces back little by little. So, that's going to be part of the reason why we don't see a lot of hits. And you might see some hits that just does not make huge sense. For example, Tech Gen Striker. I'm not sure if that was big in the OCG, but people use that engine in a lot of decks and it got hit. And, I don't like something like that. It's one thing if the card is really overpowered, but if they touch something that, makes a lot of stuff playable, then I don't really understand that. Now, I made a good point on my Facebook. I was talking to people about Xian's Smoke Signal. Okay, you can add a Samurai from your deck to your hand, spell card. It's at 2 right now. But why would they have to make that for? They could have just not made that, and let's say put Reinforcement of the Army to 3. Now what does that do? That makes a whole bunch of decks playable. Lightsworn has another, search card. You have Toolbox, you have Vayu Turbo. You have Immortal Bushi, which I don't even recall if that deck ever had a chance at seeing use. I don't know exactly. I think it did, actually, right when it came out. I think it was Phantom of Darkness. But, there was just Dad Return, so I guess that deck just never really took off. But it's just I kind of don't understand some of the moves. And it's a lot of moves can be done that can just open this game wide open. And, that's that. Pretty much I want all the bullshit just cut out of the game. And I want, back to the way things used to be. If you play tested the most, you would win. You would make top 8 at regionals or YCSs. But now, you pretty much just need your day to, just be stellar, pretty much. Everything go your way. So, it's really going to take a lot to have that sort of game back again. As long as all these just powerhouse cards are out, more cards are going to get released, powerful ones. And see, that's another problem. So, you look at Sangan, I feel like the card should have been banned forever ago. Format after format after format. I was like, how much more abuse can we take from this card? And then guess what happened? They made Tour Guide an enabler for the card. People used Sangan and people used Tour Guide just to go into Sangan. When Tour Guide first came out, there weren't Exceed monsters. There was a jump, maybe 2 jumps, and people were still using Tour Guide just because Sangan was that powerful. So if that doesn't tell you how broken that card is, then I don't know what to tell you. So that's probably the best example I have for an enabler. It just powers up a really old card and it just makes things click. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. I could very well just post a ban list on what all I would want done, but I just feel like that would just cause riots in the street because I went really hard. I put it on my Facebook and there were a lot of people that liked it, but then a lot of people were just scratching their heads. But, overall, we the players, we need to be the attention of the game. And until that happens, we're pretty much screwed, I guess you could say. So let me know what you guys think of that. If you guys want me to make more videos of me, doing a rant, I guess, or, just discussing how I feel about the game, let me know down below. I'll be more than happy to do that. So that's all I have for you. So thank you guys for watching and have a good day. Peace.